mess with Mother Nature, and come back and whack you. So,
Indeed.
Yes.
Indeed.
Indeed. Hey, Tui.
Hey, Dan. Hey, Dank. How are you guys? Hope you guys are doing well.
We're good. So how's everything in Fiji?
Going very well, thank you. So good. So good to you guys. Hear you guys talk about some things that we are facing in reality, the reality that the lessons that we've been learning, and I'm very happy to join you guys today. Things have been accelerating really fast here in where we are here in Fiji, and I have some good news today.
Oh, good.
We finally have our preparation done. So that means now we are able to talk with the PM, sit down with them, and get them to understand what is truly happening. Because now that we met with the
Prime
military.
Minister, is that who you met? The Prime Minister?
Yes, the people, the military guys that works under the prime minister. That's like because right now the Fiji government is actually almost run by the military. Everyone, all the ministers and all the permanent secretaries for all the public, the ministries are all part of the military since the military took over a few years ago. So now they've reached a place where they finally realize there's no more money, and now that we've reached out to them, we've reached out to the intelligence, the military intelligence, and they want they now they can give us grant. They grant us the permission to reach our central bank to be able to access the what do you call this, the terminal if the time comes. Anytime that we can talk about. I mean, we'll be able to talk about it with Dank. He would actually be able to grow it up to Kim or in the future. But yeah, as soon as it's just to tell you that we are ready. Because right now there's we sat today with the military intelligence, and they can see they've calculated the future, and then they see that we just came out like last time I said that the budget, they made up the budget and they cut the budget down, and even now the 3 point something billion that the government is expecting to run or is expecting to use to run this year 2019 and 2020, there is no money. And so the budget is just a piece of paper, plan, but there's no physical money to back it up. And so the military,
a bad plan.
Yeah, there's no. I mean, they're trying to look for it now. They're trying to go and find wherever the money is to come from, but they can't. There's no money coming in. They've gone to the Asian Development Bank. They've gone to the United Nations. They've gone to the World Bank. They've gone to the IMF, but there's none. And so right now, in a state of peril. So they've already draw up a plan to manage the crisis that will be happening in the few months. Because by the time the new year starts, the new business year for the government, they won't be able to do anything because there's no money to pay the people to do. So we won't be able to avoid a crash if we don't intervene, or if the trust don't do anything about what we're going, and there'll be a lot of problems, chaos, and they've outlined it to me today, and I said, yeah, that's why we are here, to come and to teach us how to learn how to love and teach everyone to value human life, and that's the reason why the trust cut off the money in the first place, so that it will give the chance to every single human being on the planet to realize that they are sovereign, and that money should not be sovereign in their life, and they can choose to learn the hard way. We did a lot of, they've done a lot of research, a lot of a lot of learning about the trust on the internet and through social media, through the YouTube and they've noticed the videos that we've been posting on YouTube, and they've listened to it. And it's just I told them, yeah, it's just for those people that are chosen, because they will be able to understand what we're talking about. But this message is for everyone. The sovereignty has to be returned to everyone on the planet, and the trust. That's what the trust is to actually just to return the sovereignty and what it means to be sovereign, and so that people will be able to express that sovereignty, that energy within them, fifth element. And we're just a platform to be able to do that, and to be able to be the physical representation, and not just that. Thank you. Be able to remember the interview that we said. I talked about the name of my tribe, the Rasau, and I couldn't continue on in that path because there's a lot of healing that has to be done in the spiritual level towards that word Rasau. But the Rasau simply means sovereignty. It simply means everyone is sons and daughters of the living God, and that's why I'm here embodying that message, and that's why you'll hear me talk about it in a very in a very, very detailed way. That I talk about sovereignty because it's the name of my tribe, it's the name of the title of my, and so the message is actually, in a sense, like I said, it cannot be spoken. It's me, and it simply represents. That's what Kim represents. We represent the sovereignty of all the human beings on the planet, and it's time for them to remember that sovereignty, and it's time for them to be able to express it in the fullest way. And all these powers, these energies that were sovereign in the past, they will all just melt away once everyone fully realizes that their energy has been used. They are the source of all this slavery, because they give it power. Once they become independent, once they become powerful, we'll be the one freeing ourselves, because we are the one that put ourselves in there. And so they will just lose their power. And that's the reason why they kill Yeshua, or Jesus, in 2,000 years ago, because he was trying to tell everyone to look within and to see that God is within you, that God is the source of everything, it's the source of your breath, it's the source of your life, it's the source of your life that you are living. And as soon as the leaders in those days understand the foundation of what he's teaching, they kill him, because they don't want, because once people do that, all these illusions of governments and all these illusions of religions, they will just break and just wither away. We've talked about the big statue that Nebuchadnezzar in the Bible dreamt about. These are all the illusions that the humanity has been alluded to, and we've reached right down the ankle, right down the feet, where there's no unity, all division in the mind of everyone, whatever, different beliefs, different political system, different religious agreements, different all the different faiths that we have on the planet, all the different, all these cannot be united. But once we fully awake and we fully understand that we are the source of this separation, we are the source of all these religious, once we truly understand all these differences will just be valued as gifts, and no longer differentiate us and separate us. We will realize that we are all sons and daughters of the living God. So the message is actually embodied not just in spoken words, but in physical form, which is what we represent, Kim and I, and the people and everyone on the planet. Once everyone understands and get to the awareness of it, they will fulfill what it means to be sovereign, what it means to be sons and daughters and have dominion on the planet. And that's the role that the chiefs in Fiji will be doing. We will be reminding everyone of that source, the fifth element within everyone. And we've, a few days ago, I was saying that we were preparing, and now we've reached the part that the people that we've been talking to, the military, they are all fully awake now. They fully understand. There's no more separation, and now they've managed to do it, to be able to understand, and then realize that even though in a sense they are forced to do that because they don't have any other choice, it's these or they will fall because truly what has been the statue in their life is money, which is gold and silver, is now breaking away, and they have no other choice to do. They don't have any other choice. They are all preparing to manage the crisis, the revolution that's going to happen. And I remember Dan, you were talking about how the banks in England and Europe, they're planning not to give any more money to the Fiji government because they want a revolution. And it's going to happen. The revolution is happening, but it's not going to happen in a physical way where we start going back in the way we fight for resources and we do that. Now we'll just learn to stand up and be sovereign, and to be able to be given a chance to learn that in a way that that is not just beneficial to everyone, but it's also to be able to stand up for everyone can be able to stand up for their own sovereignty with the money that will be provided, with the awareness that will be provided, with the money that will be provided. It will become an environment where they can express the essence of creation that's within them. So that's the plan that the military is so happy to hear today, because they don't have any other. Because they know that there's no money from the banks, there's no money anywhere, and they were waiting for people to lose their jobs and then start breaking and destroying everything else to get money, to get food for their families, and then they will try and they will see that after that comes sabotage, after that comes revolution, and this is the way that the old way. This new change, we have to be matured enough to realize that we are the one that creates this reality, and if we want to change it, we have to change it together. Not only one person, but everyone has their role in this change. So we won't be able to do it without the trust, without Kim, and she won't be able to do it without us, without everyone else. And that's what the Bible usually says, that you can have all these things, you can have the whole world, but if there's no love, then these things they're just meaningless. You can speak every language in the world, you can speak the language of the angels, but if there's no love, the Bible compares you to a ringing bell which has no meaning, because there's no love.
So when are the military leaders now going to say, okay, let's bring the money in from the trust?
We've sat down today with the leaders. They've already informed the Prime Minister, and because all of them knows there's no money. There's no. I was like a few weeks ago I was telling you that there's no exercises because there's no funds for it. The military are just going on to the camp, and then they're just sitting around. After 2-3 hours, they're going back home, because there's no what they used to have before is no longer there, and it's gonna get worse. And so today we sat down, and they've fully agreed, and they've understood what is happening, and they've researched on it, and we've talked how many. That's why I was not coming up. I was not on the show. I was trying to prepare everyone, the awareness, the way they think, the understanding, because this is what is lack. They're just like us. We have families, they have families, and today was a day that they decided that next week, maybe on Monday, we try to stay. But I asked them to wait until I I want to come on the show and let Dank know about it, that we are ready for we'll go and open up a Swift 2 terminal, and we will be working with our with our governor for the central bank, or whatever terminal, or whatever bank that will be able to do it on. The central bank, I've said, the Reserve Bank will be able to go there and I will have to ask Dank, and I'll be able to talk and so that we'll be able to come up with a time if we can. But if there's another time that Kim, if she's not ready, we'll wait for her until she'll be able to she'll be able to allow us to to have that transfer. But until then, we'll be continuing on with our preparation. But the only thing that I'm happy about is that everyone is on board on it. Maybe because of they've seen the future. If there is no other choice for them because there's no they can't print any money. They need allocation from the. They've been advised by the banks. They've been advised by the by the business people and the government. They've realized they've been cornered into a corner. There's no other choice or option but to take a crisis and experience the worst of it. And so once we come up and we tell them that this has been, it's a preparation that it always happens in the past. If you hear the stories in the Bible, when there's a drought or a very big problem that's going to affect the country, God always try and work on a way to prepare, so that it might be very, might be not that worthy or very subtle, but he works miracles, and Joseph, he just becomes a prime minister in one day, from a prisoner to a prime minister, or to be able to to save the country, save himself and save his family. And that's the lesson that everyone will be learning on the planet right now, that God will, the lesson about self, or the self-awareness, the fifth element, it will be learned like this. Things that you value in your life will be taken away, and then you truly realize that we are the source of that energy. We are the one that create everything that we have. It's not, we're not slave to all this money and all this. So this lesson, the people here in Fiji will be learning in this next few days, next few years. We will be doing that awareness as part of the project, the return of the Manna, that we've already, presented to Dank, that we already presented, that we budgeted for. And it's really simple. It's just returning the awareness of the development that is within we call in our language the Manna project. The Chinese government already understands this, the foreign government. If you look at the flag, you'll see the 4 stars in the Chinese flag, and you have the 5th star, that is a big star. And they know that one day the awareness of a 5th element within will wake up, and everyone on the planet will be united. And this will not, this is that becoming true. It's no longer be a prophecy. It's coming to its fulfillment right now. And if it begins here in Fiji, then so be it. Time begins here, and all this begins here. The first sunrise. We have that in Fiji. We have 2 newspapers in Fiji. One is called the Fiji Time, and one is called the Fiji Sun. And so it simply it's the first newspaper that is printed in the whole entire world. Fiji Sun and the Fiji Time. It simply means that here begins the first sunrise, and here begins the first time, the beginning of time, and the first in a day. And so it's been a prophecy that's been, it's been a long time that people have been waiting all over the world. The 5th. If you look at the flag, the Chinese flag, you have the 4 element and you have the 5th element. If you look at the Korean flag, the South Korean flag, you'll see the yin yang. That's the 5th element. That's the good and bad that is within people, and the 4 element that's around the yin yang, which is the water, the land, the fire, which is the sun, and the air, or the heaven. They call it the heaven. And so every culture on the planet, because no one is different. Everyone is made up of the same 4 elements, and the awareness within us is the 5th element. It's just that we've been so lost in all the different creation that we've created for thousands of years, and we've created the same. Like I was telling you then the day that you're talking about money. And I said that that's the reason why there was one whole entire system of money. You can't have two systems on the planet because there's one sovereignty that used to lead the planet before, and that's why everything was collected to the trust. It's not because it was just done out of trying to control the people. There was a deeper meaning to what the trust is. It's simply to reunite. I call it the Tower of Babel. Tower of Babel, it comes from the word Bab El, which is gate to the Elohim, or Bab El. And Babel simply means when they tried to build that building to reach God, it simply says that they were looking for God outside, and they don't realize that Babel is within, and that's the gateway to God. And so, all these past years we've been doing that. We've been creating system outside to try and find it, and then that's what we did with the monetary system. We try and create it and make that God. And now that the trust has cut it out, people will learn that God is not outside. It's not money. It's not all this. That God is within you. And so it's just time.
I was just say, hey, Tank, are you ready on Monday?
Am I ready on Monday to go live?
No, to get to walk them through the terminal, the military there in Fiji.
Hey, it doesn't have to be Monday. It totally depends.
Literally, Tui, you can call me tonight. I'm ready. I'm ready tomorrow. I'm ready all day. I'm ready 4 Mondays ago if you need to go back in time, and 4 Mondays from now if you need to go ahead. I'm here.
Yeah, so it's really good to, that's why I said today is a really good day. You can start up this, and it's been blocked over there in the US, and we can get the fund out from here, and then we spread it all over the planet if we have to. And that's what we're going to do if we have to. Because if there's no other place where the fund, if it's blocked somewhere there, we will set it up from here. We'll send it all over the world, and we'll prove to everyone about what what Kim has been trying to prove, what the trust has been trying to prove, and how it's working together to actually free the whole of humanity. Help them free themselves. And we are not going to be saving anyone. Everyone will learn to save themselves. That's what the manna is. I don't want people to look at themselves and look down upon them and think, oh, we can't do this, we can't do that. That's in the last thousands of years. This time it's different. This time everyone will be learning how they will be sovereign by themselves, by realizing the essence within them that is the most powerful thing in the universe. And we are just glad to be, to be that, to be able to help the trust in any way, and to be able to, if this happens here in Fiji, believe me, our whole planet, I'll be talking to the leaders. I'll be talking about it to the leaders, to Russia, to Putin, to China. I'll be talking to them, literally talking to them, because they are looking for the solution. I was listening to Putin last night. They were discussing. The Chinese leaders had a visit to Russia, and they've been talking about problems that's happening on the planet. And they said, they're talking to themselves. We have all the monies in the world, but we create weaponry and we fight. We still fight. What's the problem? What are we? Why are we fighting? They don't. And they've been talking, amongst each other, to the leaders and all this, to trying to come up with a solution. We have all these different religions, we have all these different political systems, but we are just, I was listening to Putin. I said, you wait there. One day, the people, if we do what we do here in Fiji, it will be an experiment to the rest of the world that a nation can actually do it, and to learn to free themselves, learn to be sovereign on their own. They don't need anyone from outside to be able to come and save them. Like humanitarian projects, we'll be able to do that on our own, and not just people here in Fiji, but everyone will be doing that together on the planet. And I'll be, the part of this project is the mobility funds that I'll be inviting a lot of people to Fiji, and both of you are also invited. Everyone that's listening in are also invited. We'll be paying for the fares and all that. And I'm just thankful that we are working together with the military and all the banks. I told them that we'll have to sit with the banks and all these people. We need to talk. We are just in a state of in a place. We are lucky because we are not inside we're not inside inside the US or any other country that is bounded so strongly to the law of the seas. In Fiji, we are so bounded strongly to the law of the land. The only 5% of the land is it belongs to the government. 95% here in Fiji belongs to the native tribe because of all the law of the land that runs here. So after realizing that, because they're from the native tribes, I know they are the military are from the native tribe, because they're we call them the Mbati, or the military for the tribes. They just change their names and they become in a corporation. They work for the government, but they all come from the villages and all that. And there's no other there's no other tribe that is in the military. They are the military tribe of the native tribe. And so now they just remembering their true purpose. Before 100, 200 years ago, they were just native tribes. They were the military for the native tribes, for the chiefs. And now that they've been organized in such a way that they get paid and money and all that. And so I'm thankful to to what the trust, the old trustee has done, to cut off all the money and all that. So it gave us this chance to be awake, to realize that when there is no money, we start searching our soul, search within us to try and find it. And so yeah, I'm after the talk today with the military, they're so happy that because they've seen what can happen. They've seen not just it's just not happening here, and like it has happened in the past. Revolution has happened, and chaos and more and more problems, which is so hard to actually to resolve or to cure. So to be able to prevent it and to do this and to work out of love and out of out of understanding of I told them, once the funds will be coming, you will be talking with Kim, and she will tell you the same thing, that this thing has to be done out of out of the value of humanity, not valuing not the way that you used to use money before. If not, then I won't allow the money to be used. They have to understand the true purpose of this change that is happening on the planet. That it's not just physical, but it's a part of the spiritual aspect of the earth, and that is the fifth element. The change has to have. That's what sovereignty means. So I'm so happy that they are able to grasp it, because we've been talking so many times. So it was able to. They were able to grasp the idea. They go and try and understand it, process it for a few days. They come back, we meet again, and then I made them grow them. Teach them a little bit more and talk with them a little bit more. They go, and then up till today, it's not we've been working, we've been waking up day and night trying to wake our brothers and our sisters here, and we're so happy that everyone is doing that. And we'll continue to do that until everyone here in Fiji and in the Pacific are done, and in the world awake. And they will realize, that all these illusions, the money, and all these are just gifts of the fifth element within. They're not the source of, the source of life or anything like that, or God or anything. And so there's a lot of lesson that the people here in Fiji will be learning, especially the leaders, the government leaders. It's not, we're not going to be pointing fingers. They will just they'll be given the chance to balance all the bad things they've done, and they will balance it in a good way. So by talking with them. So yeah, that's the news from in Fiji, and I'm so happy that yeah, that we've come to this time, and I know this will if not anywhere in the world, this will kick off what the trust and the purpose of the trust is, because everyone in Fiji will learn of it, and everyone in the world will learn about sovereignty and what it means. And what Kim and what what the people of the world truly represent now in this moment, in this time, what it means. And I've told them the world has been in a sympathetic state for a very long time. We want to accelerate the rest state, where people will learn that God is always with them every single day, and they will learn to rest. There's no more fear of heaven and going to all this, going to hell and all this, because these are all creation of your mind and your thoughts. Once you truly realize that the source of awareness is what God is, and there won't be any more separation that that has been causing a lot of fear because of the programming and all the indoctrination that all the religious that has been done for the past thousands of years. So yeah, we're in a point of time where the message is not it's not only like Jesus said, Jesus said, and the flesh, the word became flesh, and that's what we are right now. What we've been learning, what all these things that has been happening, it's becoming real, and it cannot be spoken anymore, because the message is me, is you, is everyone, to be sovereign, to be sons and daughters of the living God. So it cannot be spoken anymore. In the past, yes, they'll be talking about it, kingdom of heaven, son of man, all these Yahweh, Yodved, Hodved. That's what Jesus, Yeshua. That's what Yeshua means. Yodved, Hodved saves. Yahweh saves. Yodved, Hodved is the four element, which is you. And who saves you? You save yourself. That's what Yeshua means. It's no one outside of you coming to save you. It's the energy that is within you that will save you and save everyone by itself, because it is God. So I'm thankful that we've reached this time, and I'm talking to you guys about it. Thank you, Dank. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Kim. I'm thankful to the team, to Dank, the team, the Create Change team. I'm thankful to Kim and the team and Thomas Williams and all them. We'll be learning this lesson together. That we'll be able to project it from this side. We'll be able to meet the person, and we'll be able to recognize each other, and we'll be able to fulfill and truly learn what it truly means to have love and to express love that is within. So yeah, I'm thankful to everyone that's on the show. Thankful to everyone on the live chat. Thank you everyone in Fiji that are listening. In the future, thank you so much, for being with us on this now. And I look forward, to this new creation that we will do. And I'll be looking forward to the change. And please, if this happens really fast, I'll be looking forward to seeing everyone that will be coming in. So once again, yeah, once again, thank you so much, Dank. Thank you so much, Dan. Much love and blessing from Fiji. Peace.
Peace.
Take it easy from Fiji.
Take it easy. Take it easy.
Thank you, Tui, for being Tui.
Well, I think that wraps it up. That's great. What a great way to start the day.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so I expect to be in Fiji next week.
We'll be doing the show from here.
Okay, excellent.
Oh man!
I'll bring my pocket Wi-Fi just in case.
Just in case.
Get a backup. So, on Monday, are you going to be meeting with the Prime Minister? I wasn't quite sure. That's just the military.
Yeah, the military has because of the current crisis. The government is on a state of in that state where they are prepared for the change to happen. And so. Okay.
So you're meeting with the ones that are going to go there to the bank, to the terminal.
Yes, with the governor of our Reserve Bank, which is the governor of the central bank, and so that will give us the chance to have not just proof, but to be able to fully understand the process and all that, the process that maybe Tank will be able to run us through with it, and we'll be able to talk about it and fully understand what it says, what it means. And so to be able to access that, to do that, it's they've given us the assurance today that yeah, we will provide you with all this, because it's not just that they need the money. They can't do anything outside. They can't do anything outside of the trust. Trust owns the entire banking system. They can't print the money outside of allocation, outside of the allocation by the trust. And so they understand that. And so I said, yes, that's all we've been trying to walk towards. I know this will come, and now that it is time, I will talk to the show. I told them to join the show and understand, learn. I mean, listen to the show tonight. I'll be talking about it and sharing, because this is this is a chance for the people here in Fiji to actually learn to free themselves first, and to be able to talk about it so they can hear it. It's a good. It's really good. We are transparent about it, and we're not hiding it, because they are the one that's learning this freedom. And yeah, they've allowed. I will be working. I'll be there, and I've asked if we can get some other. I want the military leader. I want the government PM to be there, and I want them to be able to see it. So I want them. It's a proof to prove to the world that this is not just um, what there's so many words that's going around about the trust and all this, and to be able to do that, and to be able to prove to everyone, and to be able to change our country. And I want them to stop all these these Agenda 21 and Agenda 2030 that they've been trying to talk about, because of the money that's coming from the United Nations and all this. They are wasting their time. The planet has changed, and so that will be the big message for them, because they're going around the planet trying to preach about climate change and all that. I said, if we change ourselves, the planet will change itself. The climate is not a problem. It's always changing, and it's not a threat. We are just pretending that it's a threat, just like any other situation that the United Nations works. They try to make you, the enemies with everything around you, and they tax you with it. And so, yeah, that's what I hope I'll be talking with Tank more about it through the weekend. Maybe tomorrow we'll have on the show again, and all the rest of the country in the world will be able to do it the same way. And I'll be there making sure that they understand fully what it means. Not just what it means to be sovereign, but to truly know the experience of what sovereignty really means. And yeah, the Monday or Tuesday or whenever Tank, like whatever, whenever Tank and Kim is ready for it, we'll be preparing ourselves to be able to let Kim, teach them and teach everyone and talk to everyone about what the trust stands for and what the trust is. And I want them to learn from that, and to learn from her, and to understand and to learn from the team. So yeah, we are at that point right now, and I'm very thankful for that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's wonderful news. So
Indeed.
That is wonderful news. I'm gonna text Kim right now about it, and I will call her very early in the morning, and I'll make sure that we know what to do next. Great work, Mr. Tui Loma Noma.
Thank you. Much love and blessing to you guys and your families. I'm thankful for this show today. I'm looking forward to the next step. Thank you. Peace from Fiji.
Peace out from New York. All right.
Yeah, love and peace to the Philippines.
Yes, indeed.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Good night, guys.
Bye.